Welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and we're going to continue our exercise 1 video series. This is video 5, and we're going to go ahead and create a couple more hallways to connect the inner room with the outer smaller rooms. So let's go ahead and click on our BSP. We're going to basically, we want to leave it there right now, but we want to figure out what the distance here is. Again, we're pretty close. I mean, the grid snap at 64 works pretty good too as well. So I'm going to hold down the middle mouse button and go across there, and it's exactly 512, which is fantastic. That'll be easy for us. Let's go ahead and right click over the cube, and let's type in 512 and see what that gets us. There we go. So we want the same dimensions otherwise, so the top one was going to be 512. So we're going to take this and let's see if we need to rotate. Let's go ahead and build this. We know that's 512, so we're good there. So let's build and cancel. And I'm not too worried. I'm going to go ahead and do a Control A, because it doesn't matter if it's in the middle or where it is. So I'm going to move this out of the way for now. And so we're going to take this guy right here, and we're going to move it. And you guessed it, put it in the center there, and let's rotate that guy. Let's do -90, and it fits perfect. So there's really no guesswork. The only thing I want to double check, and this is just redundancy, because I kind of know it's already level, but I always double check, quadruple check, triple check, just to make sure. So I'm going to zoom out again and kind of get to where we were from the top view. So what we got here is another hallway right there, so we're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to go ahead and hold the Alt key and move that, and we're going to center that and move it over this way. We want to center that as well, and we want to rotate this guy to 90. Again, so we've got 2 that are already done. Now we just have to duplicate this one down. So we'll hold the Alt key, move that down, and click on this guy right here. Hold the Alt key and move that over. There we go. So basically, we've got all of the CSG work. Now we need to kind of drill out the hallway, meaning that right now, if I were to play the game, I'd be able to play in the room, but there wouldn't be a doorway to get through. So we got to create all the doorways, and that is pretty simple to do. We'll basically create one doorway and subtract it out. So let's go ahead and click on this, and let's see what the dimensions on here. I'm going to middle mouse button this and make sure that we have enough room to go through. So if I make the actual doorway 128 units, which is kind of measly. The room is 256, so that doorway we kind of want to make it a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and do 200. Might be a good starting point, and we're going to go ahead and place this guy kind of at the doorway here, at one of these guys, and center it, which is easy to do with the grid snapping on at 64. So right now I'm going to go in here and right click over this guy and set this at 200 and see what that gives us. Now, you know, having that wide is okay, because the Z is 384, so we know that's the height, because Z, as you guys know, UDK is different than Maya. Y usually is up and down, you know, up and down meaning that it's the height, but the Z in here is the height, okay? And basically the Y is the Z, so they switch them out on us, which is kind of confusing, but don't be. Z is up, so that's how tall the doorway will be. So let's go ahead and click in here, and let's take a look. So again, you know, we don't want to be as tall as the hallway, because that'll cut out the top, right? So we need to bring that down to 200. So let's go ahead and bring the height down to 200, and that'll give us something decent. That'll give us something nice. So we could go, let's see, 240 maybe. We just need to make it smaller. Let's see, what is that going to give us? Let's see. Let me do a measurement here really quick on this distance. Okay, 256. So let's do that. Let's do 256 on that one. There we go. So, oh, whoa. That's way too high. Whoopsie. So 256. There we go. So that's good. So that kind of grid snaps perfect. So we'll go ahead and click on that guy and move that down so it's on the floor. So now I know it's on the floor, and now I can go up here and not have to worry about it. I'm going to go to the top view again. Again, if I make sure everything's aligned, I'm not going to have any issues or problems. So this time we're going to take hollow out of the equation. Okay, so this is just basically we're going to create a cut, a hole in here, and we just want it to skim the top. Okay, we don't want to cut a hole in here. So you can see from the front view we're kind of down on the ground here, and if I pull it up it's too high. So it's going to cut into this area here and cause all kinds of issues and problems. So I'm going to go into the arrow again, and we're going to cut this down really far. So I'm going to go to, let's see, I don't think I need to go down to 4, but maybe let's try 8. And that looks good. So I'm going to go down to 8, and I'm going to click on the builder brush and move it up. Okay, now you can see that it is on top of the floor. Okay, now into the floor. So that builder brush is in the floor, and you can see the height is 256. That's plenty tall. If we have issues or problems with that, you can make it bigger. So there we go. So I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and build and cancel, and let's go back to the top. Okay, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and subtract. So right now we're going to subtract. So I'm going to go Control S for subtract. Now I don't need to check it. I'm just going to move it out of the way, and you can see it leaves a yellow box. That's a CSG subtraction. So that subtraction CSG can now be basically duplicated over and create all of the doorways. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to basically, and it doesn't matter if it's over here a little bit, over there. What it has to do is intersect. What's important is it intersects through these two walls. Okay, so if it's like this, it won't work. If it's like this, it won't work. If it's like this, it'll only go through one of them. So it needs to be through both. So I'm going to basically, basically duplicate these all around, and I'm not really worried about perfection here. So I'm going to move this over here. So I'm going to get all the ones on the top here, and then I'm going to get all the ones on the sides. So I'm going to rotate this a little bit like that. Okay, and this will make it easier for me to move around. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get that centered. And if you want, you could probably get this back up to, let's see, at a higher rate unit size, and I'm not sure if it'll I think that'll work pretty good. There we go. And that's fine too. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. Again, we're doing all these guys right here. And again, it's kind of sloppy what I'm doing, but as long as they're centered, I'm okay. So what we're going to do now is you're going to hold down the Control key, select that one, then hold down the Control key and select all these other guys together. There we go. And guess what? We're going to move those down. So hold the Alt key and move all these guys down here. So it is centered. I'm not sure if it's centering properly. It looks like it did. So I'm good with that. So the next one I'm going to do is click on this one, hold on the Control key, and click on these guys, and hold the Alt key, and then move them over. Saves a ton of time. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, because I know these two guys need this one, so I'm going to go ahead, hold the Alt key, and move this over. Okay, and then hold the Alt key and move this up. So we'll have cuts in there. And then we'll take these guys here, alright, and hold the Alt key move this down, hold the Alt key, and move this over. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, again, I'm going to hold the Control key, select this guy here, hold the Alt key, move these over. Okay, I'm going to select these guys here, hold the Control key, hold the Alt key, and move these down. Now again, these shortcuts really help you get things done quicker if you know how to manipulate things and you don't have to do things one at a time. And everything looks really, really good. So in the next video I'll show you how to get the building finished up. And that's it for now.